my only memory of you with hair is like the bowl cutty long. It was really straight, wasn't it? Right?
We just it was, I had lots of it, but it was fine.
Yeah, but it was like the early skater years when you were back in the day when you're nailing the subway. How many steps is that?
12.
12.
It's never been done, mate. I don't think anyone's done it before either.
When you were nailing the 12 step, when you're paving the way, the pioneer. For some reason, in my memory, you look a bit like, is it Ryan Sheckler, that young?
Yeah,
young
I used to actually get that. I'd go to I went to a skate park in Cornwall. It was called like Mount Hawk at the same time, and people came up to me like, "Oh my God, are you Ryan Sheckler?"
Yes, I am, but I'm injured. I'm going to sit down.
Yeah, I'm just skating switch. That's why I'm so bad.
But that's as far as my memory goes. Because I don't even remember what it was like. Because I cut it off, didn't I? Pretty sure.
No, you were like probably one of the last barbers I ever saw because I used to get it cut on board.
Right.
But at that point, I'd already realised that my hair was starting to thin. And I used to, you'd like watch, they'd cut the size of your hair and they'd like take big, like when you put the hair between your fingers, you'd like see a considerable amount of hair. Then you'd spray the top and you'd like count the strands, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It was never that bad, but I could tell that I was going thin.
See, I'm sure maybe I just was one of the late cuts that when you actually had a little bit of hair left.
Yeah.
I do remember that. That was down on Crane Street.
Yeah, that's it.
So how long did you, from noticing it was going to biting the bullet and shaving it? What was that like?
It must have been, I reckon, a good 2 years. But I was never one of those like hangers-oners that's like desperately. Because I remember the first time I noticed it, I was working in LA, and we went to like Universal Studios, and I went down one of the log flume, and like it snaps a picture halfway.
Yeah.
And we were like got off the ride and we were like, oh, let's have a look at the picture, and it popped up, and my hair just like had parted straight down the middle, and I could see how like thin it looked, and I was like, oh my God, my hair looks so thin, and everyone had a bit of a laugh. And then like that night I went back to the boat and I just looked at my hair and I was like, going through it, like, oh my God, my hair's getting thin. And then I went and saw like a specialist at first.
Yeah.
Because I was in LA, I was like, that's probably a good place to go and look. And he's like, you've actually got loads of hair left, it's just like really fine and thin basically.
Yeah.
So I was not like anti it at first, but I was like, oh my God, like I don't want to lose my hair. It must have been, I guess, like relatively, reasonably late in the grand scheme of things. I must have been like 27.
Yeah.
And then he basically gave me this like solution. It was like a mix of like minoxidil, finasteride, and like dutasteride. And used to come in these bottles, and it was pretty expensive. It was like $90 for a bottle, which gave you like a month supply. And you put like a milliliter on your head, morning and evening. And I did that for about a couple of months and probably noticed a little bit of an improvement. And then I was just like, oh, I can't be bothered with this. So I just stopped basically. And then my hair got a bit thinner. And then luckily, well not luckily, but I worked with one of my really good friends on board called Pierce. He was already bald and he used to just make jokes about my hair all the time, which I think is a really good way to combat it, right? Like the elephant in the room, I'd be like, oh, how's my hair looking? He'd be like, oh, it's thick. but I used to I did generally fret about it quite a lot. You'd forever, you'd look in the mirror and then you'd tilt your head down and be like, oh God, it's really getting thin. You just become really, more so than probably other people look at it, right? You become the biggest critic about how your hair looks.
Yeah.
Probably no one else really cares. And yeah, so then I kept on like that probably for I still had a lot of hair left. It wasn't, terrible, like most people probably wouldn't notice. And then when I came off that stuff, it actually, I'd say it made a bit of an improvement. Anyway, I came off that stuff, and then because I'd stopped, especially minoxidil, it keeps your hair in a growing phase. So when you come off of it, amongst the finasteride as well, like you get more like shedding, if you know what I mean. So my hair looked incredibly thin, and I was just basically on the Isle of Wight, and of course at the time my mate Pierce was there, and he was like, "Come on, mate, let's just get rid of it."
Good old
So
Pierce.
I was like, "Yeah, let's do it." So we went in. I actually had an exam the next day, had a few beers, and we went out for dinner, and then I came back, and I was like, "Let's just shave it." So I shaved it off, and then that was it, really.
And was it like a weight off, or did you like it at first, or was it massively different for you?
I'd say just the contrast of like having a shaved head is like a completely different look. It's left you like, same as anything, if you have a beard and you shave it off for that period of time, it just changes the shape of your face. So
Yeah.
it actually didn't look bad at all. I was like, I actually kind of like it, but it was just such a stark contrast. And I knew it was like the best way forward, really, because like, I'm not going to get my hair back. Because I'd looked into like transplants and stuff, but they just don't work, mate.
Yeah.
Like if you have like really thick hair and you're receding a little bit, you can probably get away with it.
Yeah.
But for my type of hair loss, it was just like thinning on top. It's like it's just not going to work. And you see the pictures online, it's always taken from the face on angle, because that's where you can give the illusion that you've got the most density.
Yeah.
Whereas if you look from above, it would just look. And like people don't realise that, about staying on all the medication, like your existing hair is just going to thin and fall out. So at some point, it's going to come around and your hair is just going to look even worse. It's just not really an option. So I did try. I got back on that. So once I shaved it, I was like, I still had a lot of hair left. Like you would never tell that I was really thinning, especially with a shaved head. So when I was back in LA, I was like, I'll try that solution one more time, and I stayed on that for like 6 months. And my hair, people were like, have you had a hair transplant? Because my hair just got so thick.
Well, you've still even now got a strong hairline.
I know. So my hair got really thick after like 9 months, and I could probably grow my hair out again. And then I was just like, what am I doing? Like, do I really want to like set? And the medication's kind of. I must have become like a semi-expert in hair loss, mate. The amount I researched it. But,
Yeah.
I was like, what am I doing? Like, am I really going to stay on this for the rest of my life? And I was just like, nah, it's not worth it, because it does affect your hormones, or it can do. And I just wasn't worth it, mate. So I just shaved it off. And
Well, like mood swingy, or like what?
yeah, I think like 'cause it's blocking your body's natural hormones, right? So the way it works, I don't know if you know much about it, but
No, I don't. I'd love to.
So the only thing they realised that worked for hair loss was a drug called finasteride, and then it initially like developed for people with like enlarged prostates, so it like shrink the prostate, and it basically stops an enzyme getting produced, which then converts testosterone to dihydrotestosterone, which is what causes like the hair follicle on top of your head to like become smaller over time.
Right.
And they eventually it like becomes so miniature, like, but the hairs on the side of your head are immune to it for whatever reason, but on top, most people, they're not immune, so your hair just thins out over time and falls out, basically. So it basically stops that conversion by blocking that enzyme, but it doesn't just do testosterone, it does a few other things. So, like it can affect your sex drive, it can affect like sort of depression or mood swings. So I just decided, I was like, it's absolutely not worth it. And I'd always been full-time at work during the time, and then I suddenly stepped into rotation, which is, I do 2 months at work, 2 months off.
Yeah.
And during the summer it was amazing. And then I went back to work and came back during the winter, and not many people live around here that I know, because everyone's sort of up in London or doing their own thing.
Yeah.
I was like stuck at home quite a lot, and I was bored, and then I just wouldn't say got down, but I was like, this is, pretty average. And then I was like, is the hair stuff affecting my mood? And for me, that was enough to be like, whether it is or isn't, I just said it's not worth it and just stopped, basically.
Yeah.
And ever since then I was, just happy with it. I mean, even when I was on that hair stuff, I still shaved my head.
Yeah.
But in general, I'd say, like it was pretty liberating, just because the amount of hours, mate, generally, like I spent, looking at my hair, especially on that stuff, like seeing if it's getting thicker or seeing if there's an improvement. Like you'd do your hair, go outside, it'd be raining, then you'd be like, it's going to look thin, it's windy, it's going to look thin. And like all that energy you spend is ultimately wasted. So as soon as I shaved it off, I was, it was better, to be honest, mate.
A liberating feeling.
Oh no, for sure. And it's funny, like you know, 1 o'clock forward 6 years, and most people either can't remember what I look like with hair,
Yeah.
or they'll see like my Instagram or whatever from back in the day and be like, oh, I think you look better with a shaved head anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, like it's really. So for me, I'd say in my journey, like I was not on denial, but I thought I could catch it early enough to like regress it or, you know, prevent it to a degree. But you're really just kicking the can down the road. You're not really solving it.
Yeah, you're fighting nature.
Yeah, basically.
Knowing what you know now about all the research you did and how hair loss works, and you say you're like a little expert in it. I'd say you're pretty clued up on it. You're the most clued up I've listened to about all this stuff. Would you, if you had your time back, would you just go straight to this now, or would you recommend if someone was really that worried about losing their hair, would you send them down that route first, or?
I think it depends on what people are happy with. For me, it was, you know, I ended up shaving my head anyway, so I may have just got out of the way and done it.
Yeah.
I'll chat to other people that, you know, I think people have done it differently. I'd say like, oh, how did you feel when you lost your hair? They're like, I didn't care, I just shaved it. Some people, obviously, it affected them a little bit more, but, you know, like you ask everyone who's been bald for years, like no one cares.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, people are just really good at adapting to the new normal, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, it's all just self-inflicted really, like no one actually cares. It's just how you perceive.
It's what you make important, right?
Yeah, exactly. But I generally think even if I had like a full head of hair now, I'd probably still keep it short and just probably shave it. I kind of like how easy it is. Yeah, it's the only nor is you've got to do it all the time. You know, like I shave my head every other day or so, but it's just easy.
I guess it brings you back to that point you made earlier, the difference between going from hair to no hair. Now, like the reason you have to shave it quite a lot is because it looks different really quickly, doesn't it?
Yeah,
so like
yeah.
back to the normal, hit the reset. Like if you then grew your hair back really long again, if your hair did come back and it was like full strength hair, the reason you'd probably keep it short is because for the last 6 years you've looked like this.
Yeah.
And it would be like a massive difference to.
No, for sure. I think like the sort of last stint at work, we left Italy and we ended up going to sort of the west coast of the States. It took quite a while, about 6 weeks in total. And during that time, like, no one's getting their hair cut, and everyone with hair is like, oh God, I look so untidy. And they're like really fretting about how they look. And I'm like, mate, who cares?
Even people with like good head of hair.
They were just like, oh, I look really untidy, I want to get it cut. And
yeah,
you know, they couldn't wait to get to land to basically get a haircut and feel fresh. And I understand it, right? Like I came in here, my hair feels long, I don't feel fresh. So it's nice to get feel sharp, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So I understand that on that level, but you know, I think people do put a lot of emphasis on hair.
Massively, yeah. I mean, the reason barbering's so popular is because of how much people care about their hair, and I do get it. Like,
yeah.
I remember having a haircut, even one that probably wasn't very good when I had hair, thinking, oh, I feel the bollocks.
That's it.
I feel so much better now I've had my hair cut, and it does give you that little. It's a nice feeling, isn't it?
It's just like, you know, you going out and you dress nice, or you have to go to an event and put on a fine suit. It's like you just feel fresh, if you know. You step out the barbers, your hair's fresh, feel good. Mate, I'll do that now. You know, I'll go out, fresh trim, beard trim, and I feel fresh, regardless if it's a shaved head or a mullet or whatever's good.
Which is maybe more of a reason to go bald, so you can repeat feeling fresh every 2 days or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Honestly, my hair goes for 3 days, I'm like, oh, I feel a bit untidy. When I shave it again, I'm like, oh.
It's funny how that length just gets shorter and shorter and shorter. Like I'm now down to, I skull shave it every 3 days.
Yeah.
Just because if it gets much longer, you do feel a little less sharp. Probably not as fast as swimming or running.
No, exactly.
You know, so
wind resistance.
Got to keep it smooth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I completely get it. I might be way off with this memory, but were you in the military at all?
Yeah, I was in the Marines for 4 years.
And did you have to shave your head then?
Yeah, so when you first start training, I went in with like a decent head of hair, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And you got to shave it off to like it must be like a grade 2. They don't really, they just go in and you'll sit, wait in a line, there's like 50 of you and you'll just get your hair cut off basically.
Yeah.
And then it's like that for a couple of weeks, and then after that you can just grow your hair normally again basically.
Yeah, so you're all like at the same starting point, I guess.
Yeah, I'm sure there's like a psychological theory behind it, but I guess it's all just like everyone looks the same, there's no... And to be honest, like in that point in training you have like no time to even worry about your hair, so it's actually probably a bit of a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, to create an environment where it's not, if everyone looks the same and you're not worried about what your hair looks like because you've got to fucking go on all these missions.
Well, yeah, you know, wake up in the morning for that first period in training, you know, bed late and up at like 5, then you take off your bed sheets, iron your bed sheets, put those back on so your bed looks crisp. Then you go and have a shower, and then you go down and eat, and it's like, you know, there's no time to style your hair in the mirror.
Yeah.
And also, like, who cares, right? Like, no one, when you're cruising around and you're busy, no one's like, oh, my hair looks bad. Everyone just, it's too busy, basically.
Yeah, which to me just says that, like, the only thing that matters, like, the only time your hair matters is when you choose, like, when the environment chooses that it does. So, like,
yeah, for sure. Like on one of my good friends, Fen, I'd worked with him for a long time now, must be like 8 years. And we were sort of like losing hair at like a similar rate, if you know what I mean. So it'd always be like a picture from doing something and everyone would be like highlight the back of our heads with like a little, you know, bald spot on the back.
Yeah.
And his actually hasn't really changed, so he's all right. But in any case, he would, we'd have this like competition in the way like who's going to lose their hair first. But like he would always get like a fresh haircut before you go on a crossing. I'm like, mate, why? You're literally going to go to sea for like 2-3 weeks. No one's going to see it. And in that environment, like you said, like, you know, you're going to be at sea. No one's going to see it. Who cares sort of what you look like? But
yeah, I do agree. But maybe he's still worried about what his hair looks like now, even though he hasn't won the race to baldness like you did.
no, exactly.
He's still...
He does. I think he's like, oh, you've got a good shaped head for it. Or like, you really suit it. He's like, my head looks ugly. I've got like freckles or moles in it. And I'm like, mate, it's just, it would look fine. But obviously that's sort of, you'll always come up with a reason why it would hold you back.
Yeah.
And I get that, having done that, but you know, my life actually probably got better since I shaved it off because I no longer worry about my hair.
Yeah. Well, that's a powerful way of being, right? Not worrying about your hair, so you can focus on what actually makes you happy.
How trivial is it? Like, mate, on my phone at that point, I would have had you know, the amount of photos I had of like me, you know, from this angle, like being like, oh god, it looks thin. You know, what a waste of energy.
Yeah.
But I did it.
Yeah. But it's got you to here.
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't say it ever got me, like I was never, you know, I was like, if I had a choice at the time, I was like, I'd obviously rather not lose my hair.
Yeah.
But it was just, like looking back, just why do that to myself, you know, just it doesn't really matter.
No, I like that. I think we'll finish on that. Magic. Thanks, mate.
My pleasure.